Hi, everybody. If you've been waiting for a while, Allie mentioned to me that if you do a screen refresh, it will put the chat on the side if you don't have the chat right now. But hello to everyone who is here. It always gets me that there's people waiting to hear me talk because nobody at home is like that. So I'm glad you guys exist. Thank you. I want to say hi to everyone. I know we haven't started. You can see I'm a little, oh, that was 8 minutes ago. All right. Hi. I'm doing this one from my new office. So for you guys who know, I moved offices and actually really cool story about that. So I moved offices and I moved over behind the Knick Knack Nook, and the Knick Knack Nook is a metaphysical store in Denver. And now it's currently owned by my friend Madeline, and she owns Knick Knack Nook, and it's right over by where my office moved to. And that's where I started, and that's where I met her like 14 years ago. And so she moved the Knick Knack Nook into my old office. So that is just freaking phenomenal. She said it felt like it had like all this good juju in it. So she moved there. So for you guys who have visited me at my other office, just know that now that's Knick Knack Nook Metaphysical Bookstore. And I'm right down the street, right behind where they used to be, behind the bagel place. And so this is my first live reading from my office. I've done readings here, but it's my first live one. And when you guys see me look up like this, it's because I have bifocals on and I have to be able to read what you guys are saying. So hello. Hoping to get a message. Thank you for saying I look great. I am doing good. Let me see if this is going down there. Okay. So I wanted to do some readings and stuff, and so we're going to do some readings. And then I also wanted to just talk a little bit at you guys for just a minute, because there's all this craziness kind of going on out there. And so I am one of those people who has like immune issues. So it'd probably be good if I didn't get cooties. But I also can't stop living my life. And so it's been kind of like a strange time, right? Like going to the grocery store and not being able to buy toilet paper, having to go to 3 different grocery stores for that. And so I think, if you're worried about it, then you should take precautions. And but the rest of us who are just going to go about our day, I don't know. I just can't. I don't want to make anybody sick. And I know I don't want to get sick, but my opinion is that there's other diseases that have been way worse than this. And people weren't freaking out like this. So I think that we're just kind of living right now in a little culture of fear. And so hopefully we can kind of dispel some of that. And I just thought, well, I couldn't do my fair this weekend, so I thought I'd just do some readings and talk to you guys. And, I will be at that particular fair again in the fall. So I will make sure to get up there to Loveland again. And hi, you guys. Hi. And who else? You had surgery in October too. Glad we are good at getting healthy. I don't remember who you are, Heather, but I say thank you. And your name looks familiar, but it doesn't matter. We're in the same struggle. So thank you. I'm glad you got your surgery, and I hope you're feeling good too. So anyway, so we're just kind of in this time right now of like fearful thinking and worrying and thinking everything's going to hell in a handbasket. And I just think that if we pay attention to what's going on in the moment, not necessarily in the world, but in our lives, and we look around at ourselves and we just say, okay, I'm okay right now. Everything's okay. And so no matter what kind of craziness is going on in the world, we get to choose how we experience life. And so if you choose not to experience life in fear and choose to experience it with love and kindness, it certainly makes life a little bit easier. So, all right. Hello. Hi, Heather. Heather gave me this awesome cup, which is somewhere in my new office. and it has a butterfly on it. And that was so nice of her. And this whole office, it's so cool because people keep coming here and we just hang out and talk, and it's full of all the same good love vibes as the other office was, maybe even more so. So, hi, Heather, and thank you. I just wanted to make sure. Heather Ross, thank you. So, I post a lot on Facebook, but you gave it up for Lent. I have not been posting as much on Facebook because I kind of got sick of looking at pictures of myself. So there's that. Okay. So I wanted to do a few different kinds of readings, maybe for any one of you guys. I don't know how exactly this is going to work. Okay. Because this is kind of like one of those things where I'm just trying to figure out how I like to do these readings the best. And so, okay, I see you guys typing questions and stuff. So, just do me one favor. Let's hold off on asking for people and stuff right now, and let me see what kind of comes up naturally. So I'm reading your guys' comments. Would love to get a message. Okay. All right. So here's the deal. This is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to tune in and we'll see what happens first. For some reason, I feel loved ones here, and I feel like someone was like pushing me even to do this. Like there's either that or it's like a little clump of loved ones or something like that. But they were pushing me to do this. And so I want to do that. And just give me just a moment here and see what's happening. Okay. So for any of you guys that have done this before with me, I just want to tell you that I basically am going to tune in to what, if there's somebody here, something's happening. So I'm just going to tune in to whoever kind of comes to me. And then I'll share with you information about who they were and how they lived. This is definitely about a loved one, okay? I will get to psychic questions. I'm going to do that too, because I figure, like, why not, right? I'm on this platform. If you guys want psychic stuff or loved ones or whatever, but I'm just going to go wherever the need is. And so I just want to start with this feeling right now of a man who's coming through to me. He shares with me that, so he's like got an athletic build is what I want to say. He may have even been an athlete at some point, and he seems to have had some kind of romantic, I don't know. I just keep feeling this like romantic connection. So maybe the person in the audience is either like whoever it is that he loved, or they are in direct contact with who he loved. Something like that is coming through, because I just can feel that like right here. And the guy who's here, he dies like very unexpectedly, but I am going to say it's natural causes. I don't think I feel like he may have died of like a heart attack or something that just happens really suddenly, and you don't necessarily like he might have had maybe heart disease or something, but I feel like for his age, and maybe he's only like in his 50s or even very early 60s, when he's coming through to tell me there's something about this person, something about love or romantic love or something like that is what he's talking about. So I don't understand what the connection is yet. But he tells me that when he dies, it's like it happens all so suddenly and people don't get to say goodbye to him. So it's not something where he was in a hospital or whatever. I feel like he was at home or at work or someplace just ordinary, would be my sense. So I'm just looking to see if this, so now is the time where I would now is the time that I would say for you to put comments if you know who this man might be. The person is the person in the audience who's connected to him is connected to his, I believe it's a wife or someone that he loves. And I think she's still living, is my feeling. And I feel like he passed kind of like in the last, I don't know, a few years. It's not a long time, but it's not like this week or something. But he's coming through and he's telling me that he wants to talk to like this person that he loves. And he keeps saying that I think that the person that he loves is in the audience. That is my thought. Either the person in the audience is romantically connected to him, or the person in the audience is directly connected to the person he loves. But she's telling me, or he's telling me, that he passed like 50s, maybe like later 50s, maybe early 60s. Like I wouldn't say over 62, but I would definitely say maybe over 55. And I just see him in that window and passing suddenly. And he keeps talking about he has this wife, this love of his, who I do think she's still alive. So let me see here what's going on. My dad had an enlarged heart when he died, but he didn't have an athletic build. Okay. 59. Who is Leela Martin? What is that? Leela Martin, 59. I don't know what 59 is, but if that's an age, before he died. So Jackie, is your mom still living? No, I'm assuming. And okay, so Leela, just question, is his love still living? And he has kind of like an athletic build when he's coming through. And I think at some point he played sports or played baseball or something like that. I'm not exactly sure, but that seems to be important to mention that. And he died of a heart attack, and it's in an ordinary place. Okay, my uncle passed a few years ago from unexpected sickness. Yes, they were divorced many years though. No, 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 no. And my dad. Okay. So let me keep going with him, okay? Because I'm going to say a few more things about him. So let me describe what athletic build means to me. So athletic build is not necessarily like all the muscles, but athletic build is someone who is like physically fit or strong. That's what I would say. It doesn't necessarily have to mean that they're all like, oh. So not that. He tells me though he's in his mid fit, like 50, 59 to 62 or 56 to 62 would be his age. And he tells me that this woman that he loved, it doesn't have to be a wife, it doesn't have to be who he has kids with, but there is someone he really loves that is living, and the person in the audience is directly connected to her, whether it is her or it's someone who is very intensely connected to her, like her kid or her I don't know, best friend or something like that, because he's coming through to talk to her. And for some reason, I believe that she would be struggling right now with something about this. So this has to do with his death. And I just keep getting this real heaviness in my heart. So I know that what he's talking about is there's some lady out there that he loves who needs a message that he's around them. And that seems to be what this is about. So she's alive. He wasn't athletic. W, not at this time. He used to lift weights. So I just need I just need to know here. This man keeps telling me that his love is still living. So I know she's alive. And I just have to figure out a little bit more about this, because I see a lot of you kind of, some of it fits, some of it fits. But let me keep going with him, okay? because sometimes I get distracted by the comments and then I kind of pick someone, but this guy is picking me to talk to you guys. So I'm just trying to follow what he's telling me. So I'll tell you these things about his love. He knew her for a long time. That would be my sense. So I feel like he knew her almost his whole life. So he's in his 50s. So he would have known the woman that he loves. Like maybe she was a high school sweetheart or something like that. And I do feel like, though, that they would have still been together. And I keep getting this other sense that he says they were still together. So they had been together all that time, even though they might have had problems. So this is like a long relationship. And I feel like that his wife, the woman that he loves, or I don't know if they were actually married or not, but this woman that he loves, and I think he had children with her, he tells me she's still alive and she's having a really hard time right now. And she would need him, she would need to know he is around. And the person in the audience is like the one that would tell her or is her. So, all right. My cousin Jeffrey died 4 years ago at 54 years old. Sounds like my parents. Dad died quickly. Okay. All right. So I'm trying to keep track here. They were never married, but had me and my sisters. Okay. All right. So is there anyone that I'm talking about that this matches 100%? And I'll just go over the information just one more time, okay? So I know that all you guys have stuff that you're putting in there. I'm not going to get a name right now because I sometimes if I think about it too much, I kind of mess it up. So let me just say what I have. I feel like I've got a guy here. He's in his like later 50s, early 60s. He dies of a sudden heart attack. He tells me the woman that he loved, that he had been with his whole life, or he had known her his whole life, is still living now. There was a big time separation or a big time gap here. But what he tells me is that his love is still living, and it's been several years since he's been gone or something. So it's got to be like 3 years, 4 years, something like that for his passing. Then he also tells me, though, she's alive, the woman that he loves. Whoever is listening or watching is a direct connection to her. And he's saying she's having some struggles right now. I don't know that after he passed, she moved on or anything. It seems like they would have still, I don't know, been super connected, had kids together. She seems like a very good mom when she's coming through, or when he's talking about her. So my father passed 4 years ago at home. Okay, Laura. Laura V will say, I'm putting you in my head. My cousin Jeffrey. I don't think that this is, I don't know that it's whoever Jeffrey is, because I'm not getting a feeling about that. They were never married, but had me and my sisters. Okay, people that had kids together. All right, so I'm just waiting for the chat stuff to kind of pull up. Usually when I do these, it's really important to me to stick with the spirit and not always be directed by the chat. So that's why you don't necessarily see me looking at it as much, because I want to make sure that I'm getting whatever they're trying to say and channeling it through appropriately. Okay. My husband was 69 when he passed at home, coded at the age of 65, but came back to me. Too old for your reading. Passed in 2013, married almost 40 years. I am sorry for your loss, Sharon. All right, let me keep going. My son's grandfather died of a heart attack at home a few years ago at 67. Okay. All right. So I'm probably with these people that are commenting, and there's a good chance I'm just getting the age wrong. But are any of the people out there a wife of someone? Yes. Who is this? Sharon. Hold up, Sharon. My dad passed 14 years ago. Oh, no. Age doesn't match. Nope. My mother. Nope. Why do I feel like I'm talking to that lady? Sharon. Where did that go? If there is a Sharon out there, I believe I'm connecting with you. So maybe I have the age wrong. I'm not sure. I don't know where that one went. But when I said that name, it's like someone just like grabbed me. So whoever Sharon is. Oh, Sharon said my husband was 69 when he passed at home, coded at the age of 65, but came back to me. Too old for your reading. He passed in 2013, married 40 years. All right, Sharon. I think I'm with Sharon. You guys were still quite mushy together. I know you said 2013, but the thing is, I kept seeing a 3 at the end of it, and like a 3, 4, like somewhere in those. So by those years, that's fine. I just got vibes when I read that, and then I read it really fast, and I wasn't thinking, and then some things like go back, and then I couldn't find it. So luckily, I have an assistant. But so if this is you, you would be having a hard time right now, Sharon. Like there would be, I mean, obviously as a world right now, we're all kind of having some problems, but I mean, like there's a struggle for you, would be my sense, because it just seems like he's talking about a struggle that you would be experiencing and needing him. That is my feeling. Like you have this need of him, and you've been talking to him, and you just need some clarity and having a little bit of a struggle right now. And this is specifically for Sharon Stecker. I think I said that right. I might not have. But let me see. So let me see her. I just want to continue with this guy because it seems like he has like a strong build when he's coming through. For some reason, that's important to let you know how he looks. Yes, missing him very much. Okay, so let's go with you, Sharon, because I feel like that's where I'm at here. So the thing is you've been talking to him lately or something, because I keep feeling this great need of him. Like you're just needing to hear from him, needing to talk to him, and you would be talking to him out loud or verbally or something like that. And I don't know what the significance is of this time of year, but he says it's a hard time for you. So I just want to acknowledge that. And so as he's coming through to me, though, he's saying he really is the type of guy that would like bust through all these people to get your attention, because it seems like you guys have been together forever. I think 40 is a long time. He doesn't look like he's almost 70. He looks like he's about 59 or 60. So I just want to tell you that he says like that's a good age for him, or he looks good at that time. So I don't know if that's true or not. I'll leave that to your judgment. But he is like reaching out here. So this is not a message from whoever's asking for a message from their sister. This person kept feeling like he was reaching out to someone that loved him. He was always strong build. His birthday was March 8th. He looked very young at 69. Okay. So Sharon, I definitely think I'm with you. And I just want to tell you that you must have had some expectation of him creeping in tonight, or this afternoon or whatever. It seems like he's been with you a lot lately. And so I feel like, yes, it was just his birthday, and you must have like, I don't know, celebrated him in some way, because he feels very like loved and warm and like wanting to come to you, and he connects with you in the evenings is what he says. So I look toward the end of the day at seeing him kind of still with you, because that also seems to be the time you talk to him. And I feel like you still have, I don't know if this is a watch or something else that he wore on his wrist, but it seems to have something written in it. And I don't understand what that is, because I mean, it could be a watch, or it could be like I don't know, even like a medical alert tag or something, but it just seems like there's something of his that you would have. Um, I keep putting it around my wrist. So I just want to tell you that. And I also want to tell you guys how weird it is to be able to put my fingers all the way around my wrist. I haven't been able to do that since I was a kid. So it's just very strange. But anyway, so this guy coming through, uh, this is with Sharon. And so the chat's just like not filling very fast. And then it all comes at once. So I will catch up with whatever you said to this. But he is the type of guy who wants to come through all these people just to let you know that he's here. Because he's just telling me he wouldn't, I don't know, like he wouldn't leave you. It just mushy. There's so much mushiness, these lovey-dovey feelings that I'm getting here. So I just feel like he was very attached to you. So I just want to say that. All right. So I'm going to move on to a different kind of reading right now. And what I thought I'd do is a psychic one too. Last time I did this, sometimes the topic or, like whatever it is that I'm talking about, sometimes it applies to like more than one person with the psychic stuff. Because basically, like, hold on a second. Basically, we all go through crap in our life, and often it looks the same. It's just a different, a different recipe to the stuff that you need a little guidance on. So if it sounds like it is, okay, wait, hold on a second here. He constantly wakes me at 2 a.m. in the morning. I have a lot of his jewelry. I find little reminders all over the house. I love that stuff because that's the way that they show up. Like they show up because they love us, and they show up because they get to experience the world through us sometimes because they don't have bodies anymore. So like all those good feelings that you get, like when someone gives you a hug or they say the right thing, it's like they get to be close to our souls when, especially when we're like acknowledging signs and saying, I think you're around me and all that kind of stuff. They get to blend with our energy for just a moment and see the world through our eyes and feel the world through our hearts. And so it's just a really beautiful thing when people talk about all the little signs that they get, because it's just awesome. It's awesome, awesome. So I'm glad that he was there for you, Sharon. I know there's other loved ones here, but we're going to move to a different kind of reading. And then I'm going to do a few. Okay. So if you want to sit through it, awesome. If not, I understand completely. But let me just see what's coming up here. And then what I'll do is for the next one, maybe I'll have you guys throw out a bunch of names. And then for the one after that, I'll have you guys throw out a bunch of topics. And then we'll just see kind of where we go and who I pick. But for right now, for the psychic stuff, let's just see what happens. And welcome to anyone else who just showed up. So let's talk about love. Let's talk about a single mom who's dating and is with someone who's kind of like, man, I thought this would be all like nice and rainbows and lollipops, but that's not what I am getting here. I feel like, let me say this. I feel like there's a mom in the audience, single mom, not, what'd I do to my chat? Okay, let's get down here. Single mom in the audience, has kids, still live at home. She's doing awesome. She's got her work stuff together. She's got like her kids managed, but she's kind of like on her own. But there's someone that keeps coming in and out of her life who seems to be like someone who like has words that kind of make you question yourself or question things or question if you're good enough or whatever. But you really are, like, you're kind of this chick. She's kind of a badass chick. And this has to be someone watching right now. So yes, I am calling you a badass. But I feel like you got kids. I feel like you got pets. I feel like you handle your shit. That's what I want to say. But there is some guy who's kind of like, I don't know, like back and forth with you. So maybe and this is a man that I'm talking about, kind of like back and forth, kind of like sometimes it feels like, oh, he's going to be part of my family. And then other times it's like just shady. And I feel like right now you feel like the whole world is on your shoulders and you have some kind of stress and you need this person to be there for you and they're not being there for you. And that's a lot of information. So does that make sense for any of you? Someone said, here. I have a fur baby and I'm a badass. You can have a fur baby and be a badass, but I feel like this lady has kids and I feel like this lady is like handling her business. But for some reason, she gets distracted by this dude who seems to be kind of half-assing it. Like sometimes he really wants to be part of your family and sometimes it's like he acts like, how could you even call him a boyfriend? Like it's got that kind of a vibe to this. All of it except the guy. Okay, Crystal, but it is a dude. It does feel like a dude. So that was important. So let me say 4 kids, have all my career all together, but the dude is just not what he was supposed to be. Okay. So I imagine that there may be more than one of you who this applies to. So we're just going to go with that because, I mean, there's been times in my life where this applied to me too. And so I'm just going to tell you that, how do I say this? If you have a weird feeling, you should trust that feeling. This comes up a lot. It comes up a lot in readings and stuff as well. But like, if you've got a bad vibe about something, first of all, the bad vibe doesn't necessarily mean that someone with you is like being shady or something like that. Sometimes you get like bad vibes if something's about to happen or if you're just triggered by something going on around you or whatever. But I'm going to say if there's a consistent vibe that's a little like something's off, then something's probably off. That's what I would tell you. And so I feel like though that when I'm looking at this and looking at matters of love that I'm seeing, and I think this might be for more than one person, and I think I've said this before, but it's like, it took me a long time to realize this, but you have to put yourself first and care about yourself and love yourself first. And if you have someone around you that you feel like that you need them, that somehow that supports you or helps you and brings you some kind of peace, you have to kind of figure out how to find that peace on your own too, without that person. Because otherwise it's just not healthy. So it's like you got to love yourself and be able to have your inner peace and get to that place where you're good. And then you add the love in. It's not necessarily always that the love builds you up to that. Now, I'm not saying that doesn't happen. I'm just saying that more often than not, it's the other direction. You've got to love yourself enough to decide what you deserve and what you want to put up with and all that other good stuff. So, I just thought I would let you know that I'm reading this. Okay. Chris Ortega. I was going to say that also. Oh, well, you guys are all telling me I look good. Thank you. I appreciate your compliments. I'm still not quite used to looking at my new face, which has gotten thinner, but I appreciate all your kind comments. So I'm going to leave it at that for the love thing, because I feel like I'm talking to more than one person. So there's that. So it might just apply to more than one of you. So, all right. So let me do this. Throw out some names. Throw out some dead people names. And let's see what happens. Na, 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 na. I needed to hear that. Let the love in. Yep, Kristen. Definitely. Let your own love in first. Because that's the hardest one to deal with. Like the whole entire outside world can be telling you something, but it's what goes on in your head. And so you got to love yourself and get to that place. So, oh, look at all the names. Mike, Irene, Linda, Rick, Louie, Robert, Fred, Gino, Pooh, Mike Miller. All right, let's see. I keep seeing all these names popping in front of me, but I don't know which one I'm talking to. But let's see. Okay, so there's this lady here who, so she has several children. So she dies of an illness. Okay, I'm just going to say that. She has several children when she's alive, but she very much pays attention to a son, meaning that that was someone she took extra care of. Whether he needed it or not, that's an entirely different issue. But she tells me that she took care of a son a lot. She has other children. She would die of an illness. The son had some issues, and the son's can't tell if he's with her yet or not, though. So that part's a little odd. But I feel like her son, this is like a mother and son. And I think the son is in spirit. And I think I have a mother and son. And I think that the son had issues with, I don't know, drinking or something. But his mother is there, and she would have died after him. And she passed from an illness. She had other kids. So this is somebody's brother and mom is what this feels like. I feel like I've got a brother and a mom together. But the mom dies after the brother. The brother dies from something connected with alcoholism, or maybe he had liver failure or whatever. But the mom, she seems to have some kind of, what is this? Something going on in her head. She may have had dementia or something else. There's something going on in her head. But the reason she's talking right now is because she's with her son. And so the son feels like somebody's brother in the audience. And this lady feels like somebody's mom. So it's almost like I've got somebody's brother, and it could be brother-in-law. I don't know. I got somebody's brother and mom, and the brother died before the mom. And when the mom dies, she has issues going on in her head. So she may have had dementia, but I think she had some other issues too. Oh, and the father is also in spirit. So this is someone who has a brother, mother, and father in spirit. And the father passes a long time ago. Would be my sense. But they all three seem to be coming together as a unit. But the mom was the last one to go. And for some reason, it sounds like she's coming through to talk to one of her kids to tell someone that she is reunited again with her son. And I think that was her husband. I think. I don't know who that is. It's someone close to her. That's what I would say. All right. So let me see what I got going on here. Yes, my dad and grandmother. Yes, my dad and his brother and their mom. Sounds like Billy. Okay. Let me get some little, because there's a bunch of you guys that it looks like have this. So let me get really specific with this. Okay. I have a guy here. He passes, but he passes in like his 40s or something. Okay. The younger guy, the brother, he's in his 40s. Maybe late 30s, maybe 40s when he passes. He would have had some kind of complication connected with drinking. His mother would have passed at least 10 years later, has living children here still, is what she's saying. But when she goes into the spirit world, she sees the dad of that brother who had already been there for a while. And then she sees the brother, and then she's there. And I'm just seeing these three right now. So if you have other siblings in spirit, this might not be you. This is only one brother in spirit, and both father and mother is what I would say. All right, Lacey, I see you saying yes. My mother-in-law, Pooh, has 2 sons passed before her. Her husband passed before her. They all have alcohol issues. She had brain cancer. All right, Amy, hold up. All right. And this Lacey, whoever Lacey is, for some reason your name looks really familiar to me. All right. Yes, this was in his 30s. His assault happened due to alcohol. Now in the past 10 years later. My brother. So here's the thing. This is the interesting thing, okay? This lady who's coming through as the mom, she would have passed more recently, like within the last year would be my sense, because the way she's coming with this message is to let someone know that they're all together again. So I just want to say that because I feel like she has kids that are still living, and I think she had 4 kids, or there's 4 still living or something like that. 4 kids, so maybe there's 4 living and 1 in spirit. But this guy, and he has an ordinary name like a Jim or Bob, something like that. That is my feeling with his name. So let's see here what we still got going on. My dad and his brother, their mom died, their dad died in Vietnam. All right, let's keep going here. All right. She had 4 boys, 2 in spirit. Okay. I hear you too. I see Melissa and Amy both telling me 4 total, 2 living, 2 in spirit, 2 in spirit. Okay. So let me keep going here. I keep feeling like he's got an ordinary name, like Jim Bob, something like that. He's got a little of that kind of feeling of I don't know, like I hate to say it like this, like rednecky, or I don't know how else to say it. I'm not trying to be rude to anyone or anything, but I just feel like he kind of has this I like to be in the woods, I like to be outside kind of vibe about him. And his name is like just a short common name, like Jim, Bob, whatever. Like his name is plain, is what he's showing me. So what do I got here? I got a Pat. Hello, Heather. This is a 1-syllable name, is my feeling. So I keep getting this like, so I'm going to continue with him because there's a couple of you that are saying like, oh, it sounds like you, and I could be off on something. So this is what I'm going to do, because I think this might be a better way to do this instead of trying to like, wait a minute. Who's the one who had somebody named Pooh, like Winnie the Pooh? Who? But this is, I don't know. Amy. So was that, I'm assuming maybe Amy is saying she put that up there. But Amy, did this lady pass recently? Or like just not too long ago? They called her Pooh. Okay. Did she pass recently? And did she have like dementia, head injury, something like that? No. Okay. So she didn't pass recently. All right. Well, then tell me the other part. If she had something kind of going on in her head, because this lady has something going on in her head and she's happy to be reunited with her family. And she keeps saying that. So let me say, it's really weird when you do these videos. It's like no chat comes and then a bunch of chat comes. She died 20 years ago of brain cancer. Okay. Does she have a kid that died after her then? For Amy. And I'm not ignoring anyone else. I'm just focused in on there because she's the one that said Pooh, and I am just trying to go with this because I keep getting this feeling. My Panamo had dementia, no Pooh though. Okay. No, 2 before her and 2 living. Okay. All right. and Lacey. You guys, I'm like torn between the three of you, and all your names are together. So I'm going to give you guys a bunch of information, and I don't want to discount any of them. You know what I mean? Like sometimes they come to me and then someone else is right there next to them and they have something very similar to say, or they lived very similar lives or something like that. So I'm just going to tell you, I'm just going to lay it out. I got a lady here. She tells me she's happy to be reunited with her son and husband, but he had been gone a long time. She had some stuff going on in her head that caused her to pass. She might have had other issues. There was stuff going on in her head. And the thing is, at the end of her life, I feel like it's almost like she forgot or didn't remember something about her kid or kids, because there's two guys over there in spirit. And so she may have forgotten something or not have kept something in her head or something like that. But she comes through very strongly because she's telling me that there's someone in her family who has some kind of disease right now, that they're going through like a disease process. It's like her, she's got her kids with her, she's got her husband with her, but maybe it's one of her kids. And that he has some kind of disease process that he's one of, so she must have another son, is what I would say. It's either son-in-law that is having some major health issues right now. That seem to be like almost like cancer or something like that. So it seems really shitty, whatever's going on for him. But I feel like he's keeping a brave face and kind of like holding it together and stuff like that. So I want to say that about this man, or about her, saying about her son. This would be a son that is still living for her. And when she's coming through, she's with her other kids, she's with her husband, but she comes to let you know that she is inspiring, and that's how they communicate, is through inspiration. She's inspiring some kind of like love and healing or good juju for whoever this dude is that's there. So I just want to let you know that, because it's almost like a message that has to be passed along. But I don't necessarily want everyone to share their family's health history or whatever. I just want to tell you that when she comes through, she's with her other family. She seems like when she was alive, there's this thing about her having a picture of like a memorable picture of a hen or a rooster or something like that hanging on a kitchen wall. I know that's just kind of bizarre, arbitrary information, but it's just there. So it's like there's something about her with hens or roosters in almost like, those collectible artwork things that you can get. Like, I don't know. There's, like I always see ones with like a teapot or a cow or whatever. So it just happens to be a rooster or a hen, is my feeling. So I just want to say that, let you guys know that before I move on to something else. And so, not sure about disease process. Okay. So I am not sure either, because I am honestly feeling drawn to all three of you. So I am not sure. But the main indicator here is that someone in that family has some kind of health issues and stuff going on right now. And they need to know that, excuse me. All right. Oh. All right. Does somebody out here have a white cat? Somebody watching have a white cat in spirit? I just started sneezing and I felt a white cat come through. And so that's a little weird. But thank you for all the bless yous. But I swear, did someone out there have a white cat? And if it wasn't all white, it would just have the smallest other color or the smallest amount, because there's a cat. There's a cat here. So thank you for all the bless yous. But there is a white cat running past me, and that's why I sneezed. And that is such a weird freaking thing. Yes. So someone's got a white cat over there. I don't know whose white cat it is, but it is connected to the dead people I was talking to. So I don't know who I was talking to because I had those three names, but there is a white cat connected to them. So what am I reading here? All right. So I just want to tell you this is a white spirit cat. This isn't a living cat. You might have a white living cat, but this is not that cat. This is a dead cat that just ran by me. So I just wanted to say there's a dead cat with all those people I was talking to. So I just want to say that. I'm sorry, I am not necessarily caught up here with the messages. Is you. Hopefully the white cat helps sort it out. But I wanted to try something different. So I figured it's the end and I've been on here almost an hour. I can do it. If you guys want to, Melissa, she passed in June and she has beautiful blue eyes. Was I talking to dead people for you, Melissa? If I was, they got a white cat with them. So I thought I'd do something different because I have tarot cards. And I know how to read tarot cards. I don't do that very often, like for readings and stuff, but I thought I would try it, like doing it this way. I thought that might be cool. So if any of y'all want to participate, we're going to do some little tarot thing. Okay. So who wants to participate? Just put a heart up. And just put a little heart or a smiley face or some kind of emoji thing so I can see. All right. Me. I'm looking at all these names. I'm looking at all these hearts. All right. I don't know if this is going to be the last one I do or not. I'm just going to see how this goes. What happened to whoever TQ is? Whoever TQ is, tell me a topic you want me to look at going on for you in your life. TQ. That's the name I saw. TQ. So I think I might do another one after this one. So just bear with me because I've never really done this on here. So I got all you guys with your hearts and everything, but I'm looking for TQ. Come on down. TQ. Adoption. Awesomeness. Okay. So thank you for the topic, my dear. So let's see what's up. I'm using my tarot cards, and this is a new deck that I got because I love them, and they're called the Golden Tarot, and they look all medieval and stuff. Okay. So, TQ, are you the one looking to adopt? I've got to ask you that because I feel like whatever your topic is, this topic of adoption, I feel like recently there was like this feeling that everything was going to be good, or either you're adopted and you want to find out who adopted you, or you want to adopt. But recently you had this feeling that everything was going to be good and you're like right on the right track. And now it feels like there's a lot more work kind of involved in, maybe it's in that whatever step of the adoption process that you're in. So where are you, TQ? All right. So I'll just wait for that. Okay. So I am just waiting for TQ to just respond. Is this about you adopting a kid, or is this about your adoption? Like you, yes, I have custody of a kiddo, social services, a long ass road. Okay. Now, here's the thing though. You are very like, so you've got the kid already, because it feels like right now it's just a lot of work. Everything you're doing is a lot of work. However, I'm looking at this in the tarot cards. So, Those are the cards that I'm seeing for that. So I'll tell you guys this. That way you can kind of see how I'm reading too. For any of you guys who are familiar with tarot cards, I might actually teach a class and have somebody I know help teach that class. Maybe I'll teach a tarot class one day. But anyway, okay. So this is the thing. This card is the Six of Wands. And the Six of Wands would mean that recently TQ was feeling like she was on top of the world, or he was on top of the world. I don't even know. But you're on top of the world and everything was going to be fine. And now in the present state of things, I have the Eight of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles is really about like hard work and getting down to the nitty gritty, getting down to the details and doing work. And then my thought is, what would the next 3 months carry? And then the 3 months following that, and then the 3 months following that. So each card has a different representation. So this is for TQ, okay? So for the first 3 months, I get the Page of Cups. Ta-da! That tells me it's still a little bit of an emotional roller coaster for the next 3 months. So I just want to let you know that. And then I feel like at about that 3-month mark, so what are we talking? We're in March. So April, May, June, probably end of June, early July, I see this Temperance card. Ta-da! And this card tells me you'll be good. Like you'll be feeling like everything's going to work out or whatever. And then within a year of that cycle, so what do we do? 3 months, 6 months? No. So within 9 months, how interesting that it's 9 months out. I see the Mama card, the Queen of Pentacles. And that tells me that the adoption process will happen. It'll probably only be finalized until about 9 months from now, which I think that's ironic, right? That it's 9 months and that's how long it takes for you to have a kid anyway. So I just think that that is interesting. But I do feel that I feel like positive feelings about it. And all the cards were kind of like moving in your direction. I do feel like there's a lot of hard work and maybe there's some like emotional ups and downs kind of coming up over the next few months. But it looks like after that time frame, like about the end of like June-ish, early July, you might start to feel like a little relief and like things are going to get to go better. And then you would get to that point of being a mother, and that's the Queen of Pentacles. There's no better card for you to get if your question is about adoption. So we can be appeals for up to a year. Yeah. So I don't think it's going to, I think that that kid's going to get to stay with you. So I just want to let you know that. And then I kind of gave you guys a little tarot card reading too, so you could see that. So I want to do one more. Let me see. I've been manifesting that since the soul rejuvenation. So you took that retreat with me and Dina. That is freaking awesome. Thank you for mentioning that. And for any of you guys who don't know, me and Dina are doing that class again this year. It's called Soul Rejuvenation, and it's just a day of awesomeness up away from people. And we're together from like early in the morning till in the evening. We have dinner. It's freaking awesome, phenomenal. It's a good day. It's on her website, lightofmind.org. And I think the link is on my website as well, readingsbykim.com. Okay, so I see all your hearts. Just go with the hearts, and then I'll try to pick someone from that. And my intention, so put your hearts if you want to get a reading, because I'll do one more tarot reading. And then I'll kind of, all right, so I'm letting all these happen. So keep doing the hearts. I just want to let you guys know that also in a couple weekends, hopefully, if this coronavirus shit goes away, or I'll be in Casper, and then the week after that, I'll be in Pueblo, and then I'll also be in Des Moines, Iowa. I'm just looking. You guys are putting the hearts. Who's Martha? Martha. Not Marsha. Martha. Marsha something with a D. Where are you, lady? I'm assuming it's a lady. Marsha. Okay. Martha, not Marsha. There you are. I see you with the blue hearts. Martha Deanna. Okay, what topic do you want me to look at? Martha Deanna. That was the name. And then we're going to do some tarot cards again. And I'll tell you what they mean. If you guys like that, I can tell you what the cards mean and how I'm interpreting them. Because Martha, where are you? There you are. Relationships. Okay. Relationships it is. This one's for Martha. All right. And I'll tell you all about the cards. All right. So, first, because you just said relationships, I'm going to see what your current state is, like what's going on now, and then what just happened, what's going on now, and what's coming up for you. And I'll do the same thing. I'll still do like 3-6 months. But for you, I'm going to add extra cards because actually yours is a little more complex, or at least I feel like it has been complex for you in the past. So we're going to do it that way. So let me look at. Oh, okay. All right. So, Martha, my dear, I just want to say that there must have been a time where you were feeling like you were on top of the world with relationships, and now it feels like a little bit of a shit show, is kind of my feeling. So it's almost like, oh, thanks, Lacey. It's almost like I get this like love life kind of stuff. It's like I'm on top of the world and then not on top of the world, that kind of feeling. And so it's like you're kind of feeling like maybe it's a little hopeless, or like maybe you've tried online dating and that was a little hopeless or something. I'm not sure. So, okay. So it's like you thought you were on top of the world and now you're feeling like it's a shit show. And I have to say that moving forward here, I just want to tell you that it looks like you have to kind of is there also someone that you need to cut out of your life or kind of distance yourself from, something like that? If not, just tell me I'm wrong, okay? Because I feel like I just keep getting this feeling of someone kind of that you need to like distance yourself from, or maybe you're having some kind of struggle with them now, and it's just right now, is my sense. And you guys, I like doing these, so I don't mind if you want to watch me do silly tarot readings. I happily will do them, because I love playing with my tarot cards. And for any of you guys who know, if you've come for a reading, I don't usually use anything. I just kind of sit there and start talking and close my eyes. So it's kind of cool when I get to use the cards. You don't think so? Okay, cool. So let me say this. I don't think so. All right, that's good then. So I feel like then over the next 3 months, you're probably going to be struggling a little bit with, and I get the 5 of Wands here. And you're probably going to be struggling a little bit with like yourself. Like, what do I want? Is this how I want things to go? It's like there's still more of that icky feeling of things not being perfect yet for at least the next 3 months. So I had to ask you if if you had someone, because the next card that I got was actually like a love card. And so this is like the 3 month, 6 month, 9 month kind of thing for you. So my sense is that you right now, so right now you've got the 5 of Pentacles. So the 5 of Pentacles tells me that right now it's kind of a shit show. Then the next card, which is like what's going to happen in the next 3 months, that is this 5 of Wands. And the 5 of Wands is kind of like related to like almost like inner conflict about things. So then the 6 month card after that, I pulled this one, the 2 of Cups. That's the love card. And the love card, that's awesome. However, I have to say that hold on a second. Hold up, Crystal. I will answer you in just a moment. I have to say that at the 6 month part, I see love, but the thing is it feels almost more like a connection, not necessarily like it feels more like a flirtation, or you become interested in someone or something like that at the 6 month part. But then at the 9 month part of that reading, I see the 2 of Wands, which is actually kind of telling me that the 2 of Wands in this particular future kind of reading about things is just kind of telling me that you'll still kind of be making plans or figuring things out still 9 months from now, would be my sense. So you may still be interested in this person, but it might take a little while for you to make it work or get it together or something like that. Is what I would tell you. I would definitely tell you don't pick the first person you date or something, or, you know, we all have to kiss some frogs sometimes. So don't kiss any frogs. Hi, Anne. Thank you very much for your compliments. All right. Where is Miss Martha? I just want to know what she thinks of what I just said. And so when I use tarot cards and stuff, I try to keep it real. So I'm not trying to make it all glossed over or anything. So that's why I'm not sitting here saying like, oh, after the love card, it's all rainbows and lollipops, because I feel like there's some work after that. So it's like you get a crush on someone, but I don't know that it comes together right away. It might just be someone that you're interested in. So, all right, you guys, I've been on here for an hour. I will, that will be my last reading. But if you guys like the tarot cards, I ain't got no problems doing like a few little tarot card readings, because it's actually really hard to talk to dead people. And the psychic stuff seems like it just kind of applies to everyone. So I can use the cards and just do little readings like that. And now that I have the internet installed at my office, I can do it more because I love being here and it feels awesome. And I will be scheduling an open house. I just want you guys to know, I just recently went down to Georgia, Savannah, and I was in South Carolina, and I did some fairs down there, and they were awesome. And so I most likely, if I get approved to go back, will be in Hilton Head and Bluffton in August. That's in South Carolina, and back in Savannah also in August. I am headed to Des Moines to do readings at the Iowa Metaphysical Fair. And I'm going to do those. I'm going to do readings at a discount there. That's like the Saturday and Sunday before Memorial Day. And then hopefully Casper in a couple weekends, because I don't want it to get canceled. I love going to Casper, and then I get to sit in a big tub and just soak in my hotel room. And it's just a dream come true for me. So coronavirus, go away. But other than that, I'm doing all kinds of fairs and stuff this year, and I will most likely have a couple of classes. The classes will be things like how to make your own house blessing kit, and I might do one on how to connect with your loved ones on their own. And then Crystal Ortega asked me if I'm going to still do that energy work thing, which is a full-on experiment. And yes, I am. And most likely it's going to happen during the summer. And I will kind of post something or put something where and this is only if you've had a reading from me. I don't want to do this for new people, because I need to give you evidence of your loved one to make that connection with them and kind of like get them in my juju. And so I will be doing this only for people who had come to me before and I've connected with their loved ones. So it's just kind of this energy work thing where I want to lead people on their own experience to talk to their loved ones. So you'll see stuff coming up about that. I just got a lot of stuff happening. But just stay on my website. That has all the info, or on my Facebook pages is really where I'm saying the most kind of stuff. So definitely keep track on Facebook, because that's probably where I post the most stuff, and any events or anything I do. Oh, and the other thing is, we also have like a Facebook group for people who are willing to be practiced on by students. Usually they have get-togethers. They're going to have them at my new office starting, I think, in May or April. I don't remember. And if you guys want to be in that group on Facebook, you're absolutely welcome to. Just shoot my assistant, Allie, on here. You can shoot her a message through Facebook, or you can do it on the website, readingsbykim.com. But I just got a lot of stuff going on. I'm so happy that I got to do this with you guys. It really kind of sucked missing that fair, because I actually really like doing that stuff and giving readings, and it just makes me super happy to get to do it. So I was kind of bummed. So I'm glad we got to do it this way. And hopefully I see you soon, and or talk to you soon. But until we meet again, I hope all is well. And that you have enough toilet paper and medicine if you need it, and that everything in your world is peaceful and blessed. And thank you guys. Have a good day.